Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, now Wednesday, number 19 day for this number 10 month for the year 2022. My name na Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces and the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council. Wanna welcome to our daily podcast, a program where we talk the truth. We bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we work out this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good citizens of Ambazonia, we start today with video footages of the Catholic priests, Catholic nuns, where they began kidnap them for inside the great state of Manu, close to a month now.
Easy. If you look at us, you'll see our faces very dismal, very unhappy. It is quite difficult, and we are only begging, my Lord, that you do everything possible to get us out of here. It is a matter of do or die. So,
for the video, where them come for social media, they praise them, they talk, say, no matter now for their life or death, they appeal for their bishop, Mickey Helefo, comply with the demands for ransom, where the purported Ambazonian fighter them, for inside Manu, they don't catch them, they demand them. This one and many more very soon. We go on start with the burning of the house of the unelected, illegitimate colonial mayor and enabler, Mr. Mve, where La Republique d'Ampuise na be mayor for inside womb. A house if it don't be burned all completely into charcoal, a very beautiful house indeed, it don't be reduced to rubble. And this one, I want for use them because we want to avoid collateral damages as much as possible. For send message to all those who are enablers who sit in Yaoundé and enable the colonialism of their homeland because of their own stomach. We have warned them repeatedly. No enabler should visit their house, should stay in a hotel, or to be invited in any occasion in Ambazonia. Wherever you step your foot in, it becomes a battleground. Even in your property, that property will be seized. We have informed them, we have educated them. So long as Ambazonian prisoners of war are in the dungeons of La Republique du Cameroon, do not think that you will enable La Republique or La Republique will create space for you to come into our land. Your place no day. Don't venture in Ambazonia. The mayor, Mve, unelected mayor without mandate, have been set as an example for the rest to understand and take the message very seriously. If you are an enabler working for La Republique, do not come to Ambazonia. Your place in no day. We go move for day, we go for Coupe Maninguba. We still receive tips from our citizens for inside Coupe Maninguba as they explain how La Republique, they don't bribe people them for the huge, threaten people them made a match. We still receive the information and we ask our people them, all Ambazonian citizens for inside Coupe Maninguba, for send us a list of the people the way them believe say, now the ringleaders and way them be corrupted and they corrupt our people them. Make Ambazonian they understand. This is an eternal matter. No Ambazonian should collaborate or work with the enemy state to do propaganda. If you do so, you are committing high treason during the time of war, and there shall be justice upon you. No matter whatever you are, no matter the reasons, there shall be justice. All those who were involved in this treasonous act in Coupe Maninguba will have to answer for their crimes. Nobody have the right to surpass the sovereignty of a people and the territorial integrity. This is subversion of the institutions of our liberation that have been put forth by constituted Ambazonians to defend and fight for their freedom. Nobody, I repeat, will be allowed to violate our sovereignty, our rights to self-determination for their own selfish reason. It will never and ever be tolerated. No matter who you are, one day, your day will come and you will answer for the authorities in Ambazonia. Sweet news it come also from Bamenda, say the last Ekelebe Cameroon terrorist occupation forces where the ADF brigade they be enter for the great state of Ndonga Mantung, then deliver them with Kunkum. The last one where it be injured, it don't fall for inside Bamenda. It bring to 3 the number of La République du Cameroon forces then way they don't fall for inside Ambazonia. They go continue to die until they go withdraw for our land. The families of those soldiers, they will bear the scar, and it should be an example for all Cameroon citizens who have been deployed into Ambazonia to fight against the people's freedom in Ambazonia, that they have one-way ticket to hell, and we will make sure we will deliver. We'll continue to ask on our people to provide intelligence of the movement of La République terrorist forces across Ambazonia. While in Oko, General Bush Rambo, the armored car killer, have struck again with a specialized unit of his forces, of the Ambazonian Defense Forces unit in Oko, carrying out a successful IED attack with suppression fire that pinned the Cameroon colonial terrorist forces to the ground for over 2 hours.
Ambazonia Tiger Force.
Unconfirmed reports states that 7 Cameroon occupation forces died in that attack, while they had backup that had seen forces who were in operation in Bui withdraw to help evacuate the Cameroon terrorist forces. Black Tigers are a specialized force of the Black Shoes of Oko of General Bush Rambo, the overall commander of the ADF forces in the district of Oko. We congratulate the armored car killer, the legend of Ambazonia, the Bush Rambo, the king of the forest. Now to the Atlantic state, where news and details that come as we hear from our IDPs, where they don't come out run for the great state of Meme, then go for Kumba for go take shelter. One of those shelters, it then be burned down by La République du Cameroon, their saboteurs. The La République du Cameroon, it then they force our IDP them for come out, force them back for return back for their villages, irrespective of the war where they still go on. We don't see how they then they target their refuge centers for inside La République, and the one for Kumba then become the latest victims. We want to acknowledge the many families then for Ambazonia where they then take in IDPs during this period of our liberation war, and for continue for focus, for train themselves, for fight for a permanent solution, which is Ambazonia freeing itself from Cameroon terrorism and occupation to create a space where our people can live and pursue their life without the threat of La République du Cameroon that is attacking and besieging their identity and committing genocide to force itself upon our people. While for the capital of Ambazonia, in Boya, host of Mount Ambazonia, in Mount Fako, news it come of scheme of deliberate manipulation and extortion of our population as students them. They talk say La République du Cameroon, their occupation administrators, where they come make their colonial identity card, they deliberately postpone and prolong the process for make a media their receipt for their identity card them expire, so that when they go for that their station, they go to collect 1,000 for extension of that documents. It then become an elaborate plan for extort and exploit our people across our national territory. These are the things that we suffer as a people that have been colonized by another black people. Black on black colonization is a problem and the root causes of our war. News it also come for close to Santa, for some place where they be the plan for go move the dead body for former enabler Barrister Sama Francis, where they be done bury for Yaoundé, because people they be done rejected for inside Ambazonia for failing for stand and respect the will of the people for demand for separation. Maybe the party with Mr. Frundi because of bribery and corruption, for peddle the lies of La République and for enable the genocide and colonialism of our territory. So for this Sunday way just passed, La République, their military, led by a whole general, the drunken womanizer General Buba, he carry forces them. They enter for Lower Santa for around border day with Baba 2. They open fire for civilian, then kill one man on the spot, torture people them for try to disrupt the barrier or rebarrier of an enabler. There is no joy for the wicked. All those who are working with this enemy, who march with them, who enable colonialism, pretending to be opposition leaders, thinking that they will be accepted. There will be no joy for the wicked, neither in the hands of the enemy or in the hands of Ambazonians. Still for the Atlantic state, for instance Kumba, for instance Meme state, would you still get report of rampant kale, people that they be kidnapped by La République du Cameroon terrorism, go down for the sole purpose of taking money. It can be rampant, for instance Kumba, La République du Cameroon, their soldiers that they be seen as people then thief people them, where they work and look people for catch them for broad daylight for the purpose of ransom collections.
Difficult, and we are only begging, my Lord, that you do everything possible to get us out of here. It is a matter of do or die.
A matter of do or die, says the kidnapped priest with other members of the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church was burned to the ground by purported Ambazonian fighters in the great state of Manu. These are the unintended consequences of Ambazonian forces being cut off from leadership that supervises and enforces code of conduct ethics amongst them that protects our territorial integrity and the integrity of our liberation movement. Our people then supposed to know these things as we done the hammer them on them on a day-to-day basis and foresee the danger. We no need for begin the run like fire brigade and for quench the danger when it happen, but we need for be proactive. We don't know already from based on our engagement from people where they be close to it where it happen and our own direct investigation. We know from the Catholic Church them, their members them, and where they be engaged directly for the people the way they hold these people them, they ask for ransom, say that I identify who these people them be, and we don't always they talk. When I remember when animal skin it be alive, that general would not work with you very well. People they become because they want to take it for our hand, then use his second in command, then kill it. That same soldier them, the Manu, they call them now unity warriors. When I look at the disgrace where it don't be for Ambazonia, Bo Herbert, he don't call the people the way they kidnap these priests, them burn Catholic Church, he don't call them saying Atanji poor, he boys them. It never be long ago, I be called boys them, where they don't be deceived for cut up from the so-called diaspora or the leadership of Ambazonians, various factions, political factions, as a very danger that can sink this ship of our freedom. Today, we see the same thing. When La République it try to manipulate our people, they know for celebrate our Independence Day, using all type of tactics. These people fell for their hands, and I told our people that these boys have been transformed to Atanji poor boys. Not that they were actually working knowingly for Atanji poor or the state of Cameroon, but because their network of manipulators have deceived them to buy into what seems to be good, but the end is disaster, to cut off themselves from leadership that is sensible and is going to guide them. They were implementing policy that were being directed by Atanji Paul. By default, they were working for Atanji Paul, even though in their mind they were working for Ambazonia. Today, Bo Herbert have made the same statement, that the soldiers, the people who kidnapped this priest and burned that Catholic church, are Atanji Paul. Who would deny that? When you work for the enemy, even when you don't know, you are working for them. When Cameroon agents, they deceive you to carry policy that will help Cameroon, you are working for the interests of Cameroon. Because of the kidnap of this priest, the Pope himself have condemned it. We have had over 18 negative reports written about Ambazonians' liberation quest by Catholic networks across the globe. These books, these magazines are being read by leaders that we seek to lobby to recognize Ambazonians' independence or self-determination rights. These are the bunch of people who are calling themselves Ground Zero commanders. Where are they? They are, of course, silent. And our people who support this dangerous ideology for simply political expediency and experiment should know that these consequences is on them. The so-called activists who claim to be fighting for kidnapping for ransom and are quick to condemn ADF when they arrest people legitimately and take responsibility in a responsible manner for the sole purpose of protecting the integrity of our liberation struggle, these people will come to attack the ADF. Where are they to now do their own investigation and identify these boys that we all know? The enemy know who are behind these kidnappings. The Catholic Church know. Definitely the international community do not lack intel to know exactly what is happening. Where are the Makbaratas to campaign? We have all called for the release of this priest and the Catholic people and condemn the attack on the whole church as a whole by individuals who are substituting common sense with foolishness because they just want relevance. We have had people in Germany call for the attack against Catholic Church blanketly. We have had people calling for soldiers to separate themselves from leadership that is sensible and accountable in the diaspora. They should know that it is the combination of all this, their expediency, that is leaving us with this big disgrace to clean up. Each time you are motivated by wrong motivation, your result will always be wrong. You cannot simply choose to support the idea of an ARF, and when they mess up like this, you stay behind and you hide. You wait for an ID attack to claim it and think that is glory. Actions like this can wipe out any success we have had if we do not stand our ground's whole principle and make sure that sensible best practices are upheld and adopted within our liberation struggle. We will be our own worst enemy. Is the concept of nationalism too hard? Are we building a nation? Are we fighting to liberate a nation? Should we fight as such, or we should allow room for the enemy to come within us, try to destroy those we see as eternal rivals, and think that somehow we will move on without the internal rivals and be more successful? Ambazonians must come together and understand the need for institutional mechanism to regulate and make sure that the vision of our country is being prosecuted in a manner that is befitting of the people of Ambazonia. I will appeal on our people on the ground to not be misled again or make the same mistake we have made over and over again. Ambazonia is just like the Hebrew people who have been set on the path to no return across the Red Sea into the land of the desert. How long we are going to take to be in this desert to cross the finish line will depend upon us. How effective and how willing we are to keep aside our ego and embrace best practices, collaborate and align ourselves with things that work for our country, putting Ambazonia first, putting our flag first, and above all, honoring those who have gone before us, who have paid the ultimate price for our freedom. Capo Daniel, signing off.